I didn't know how to read sheet music until about 5 or 6 years into my playing. Okay, her hand position is looking really nice already, but I think what's missing, nope, you gotta stay down. So really lift off, tracing the shape of half of a heart. Today's Feedback Friday student has a very specific question about her technique that maybe some of you can relate to. So let's listen to her question, and then I'm gonna offer some feedback that hopefully you can apply to your own playing as well.
Hi, I'm Roxanne, and I'm so excited to have found your site, your feedback videos, and the teaching videos. I just joined the forum, so I'm excited for that. So I started playing the harp like about 20 years ago. I took a few lessons, maybe a year, to learn some basic technique, but I have always played by ear. So I have spent many years struggling between reading and playing by ear. I do read, albeit probably maybe the late beginner, intermediate level right now. So I'm looking forward to the videos and learning, getting better at reading.
I actually have a really similar story. When I started playing the harp, I learned by ear. I didn't know how to read sheet music, and that's not something I learned how to do until about 5 or 6 years into my playing. And it's not that reading sheet music is essential to playing the harp, but I am so glad that I pushed through and eventually learned. And it's a great goal to have, so I'm sure you can do it, Roxanne.
But for the most part, a lot of times I just sit down and I play by ear. But I was hoping that I could get some feedback that will work both for my reading and my playing on my technique. Specifically, I have this middle finger on my left hand that it sticks up when I play. I got this bad habit. So when I play a 4-note arpeggio or chord, this finger slows me up because it hops up there and I don't know what to do about it. You'll probably see a lot of other things as well. So I'm looking forward to whatever feedback you have for technique.
Well, let's go ahead and watch her play. Okay, her hand position is looking really nice already, very relaxed, and great cross centers in the left hand also. So one thing I can recommend in her playing is to lift off the strings a little bit more. Her hand position is looking really nice, but I think what's missing is that really graceful motion and that gesture of coming off the strings after you play. So instead of staying really close to the strings, waiting for the next part to come, make use of that time. Like, what else does your hand have to do as it's waiting? So really lift off. I like to think of tracing the shape of half of a heart. I'll show you on this side too. So you come off the string, lift out, and then come back. And you want your gestures to really reflect like the mood and character of the piece. So you don't have to go super outrageous with it, but just a nice lift can really add another level of elegance and makes you look like you're really relaxed as you're playing. Okay, Roxanne, I see what you were talking about with that third finger in your left hand. And there were times where you would, land on the strings with great hand position, your third finger was down, and then I did see that it would kind of pop up at times as you were doing those arpeggios. So we'll get to that, but I do want to talk about there were moments where it was a placement issue. So instead of just landing in that correct position, there were times where you would start with your fingers pointed up and then slide down into that position, but that kind of forces your third and second finger. I'll show you with this hand. If you start there, that forces your third and second finger to kind of have to crunch back so they don't hit the strings. So you don't want to start with your fingers pointed up and sliding down. What's going to be way more efficient is to start with your hand closed and just open up the fingers you want placed. That way, third finger can just stay where it is, down and relax. So let me give you a few exercises to practice this. So the first exercise is going to help us practice placing onto the strings with this 4-2-1 pattern, making sure our third finger stays out of the way. So I'm going to show you with right hand. You can do it with left hand or whichever hand is the issue here. So start with your hand in a fist with your fingers back into your palm, like French fries, not curly fries, right? With your fingers pretty much parallel to the soundboard. And I want you to just practice opening up 4-2-1 on C, G, and C. Okay? And don't even worry about playing the notes. We're just practicing placing and keeping that third finger down. So look ahead to the notes you want to land on and let your fingers follow. And if third finger really wants to come up, do the best you can to say, nope, you got to stay down. It's 4-2-1's turn to play. Okay? So go ahead and try that. Only let yourself move towards the position you ultimately want to be in. Awesome job. How did that feel? It probably feels a little uncomfortable if you're used to putting that third finger up, but it'll take some time, but you'll get it. Let's try the next exercise. So in this second exercise, we're going to practice doing 4-finger arpeggios in both hands. So we're going to have 4-3-2-1 in left hand on C, E, G, C. And then right hand, we'll have 4-3-2-1 on E, G, C, and E. And this is above middle C. So the focus here is to make sure that our third finger is staying down as we play and not popping up. So if you find that when you're placing these arpeggios that third finger is still popping up, this would be a great exercise to do. Go back to the exercise we just did and start with your fist and then just open up in the direction you want to land. So you can pause here and practice that. And then once you've gotten practice landing, now we're going to practice actually playing these notes, maintaining that third finger down. So let's go ahead and start with the left hand. Okay, how did that go? Was your third finger able to stay down or did you find that it was popping up? Just really make that the focus at the next time we do it. And for those of you who maybe aren't at the level playing with fourth finger yet, that's totally fine. You can also try this with just 3-finger arpeggio. So if you want to do 3-2-1 on E, G, C in both hands, that's totally fine. We're just going to go up the scale and you can keep going with these arpeggios until you run out of strings. Okay, so let's do a few more. So now we're going to place 4-3-2-1 in left hand on D, F, A, D. Right hand will have 4-3-2-1 on F, A, D, F. So make sure that third finger is down, other fingers are nice and relaxed. And again, we're going to practice placing on the next set of notes. So you're just going up the strings, making sure that third finger is down and relaxed. Awesome job. All right, so now I want to hear from you. Have you had any similar struggles to Roxanne? Let us know in the comments. And click here to watch where I gave Christiana advice on her hand position, but in a slightly different way.